ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and all non-binary canaries. I'm gonna rock a 3-minute block of ads here to get rid of any pre-roll ads for incoming viewers. As always, your patience is appreciated, and we will get started right after these messages.
Sonic TV.
Good afternoon or evening. I hear that people play video games out here. Hello everyone, happy Sunday, welcome to the stream. I am your guy Manic Socratic, joined by my awesome moderators Gravebook and Navigator Bowman. And together we rock retro around here. Maybe not 3 times a week like I used to, but I'm working my way back to it because life is absolutely bonkers, especially with all of the ailments that y'all are reporting today. Oh my goodness, please get well soon, everyone. That is a whole heck of a lot going on for all of you, but we have so far Itty Bitty Ruby beating everyone and getting in on the ground floor with Kilgore Bergeron nipping right at her heels. That's my chair popping in here. Mikey Pizzle with the raid. Thanks for the follow, Mikey Met. Good to see you guys. Awesome friends of the channel, courtesy of Gravebook. Oh my goodness, Itty Bitty Ruby keeping her subscription going 11 whole months. That's a lot of support. One of the many ways that you support me, Itty Bitty Ruby. Thank you so much. And we've got Panic Sloth, we've got Kane Arcanos, we've got Girl Tricks, we've got Dubes and Howard, the man who modded a GameCube that is going to eventually go to Itty Bitty Ruby. Check out his YouTube channel, or exclamation point Dubes. I think me and moderators can do it, but maybe I can fix it so everyone does. Phoenix Zombie, it has been a while. Good to see you, you fellow gigantic nerd, you lover of bonking, programmer extraordinaire, and oh, bless the shovel for bringing this Mega Man music back. I love it. Scissors Deep, I'm going to be here. You saw the stream starting. You know I usually go for about 4 hours, so hopefully I will still be here when the time comes. Emma Cartoon here as well. I forgot to give you a shout out. How rude of me. Longtime friend of mine, over a decade in fact. I know Emma Cartoon in real life, and Crimson Blades in here as well, moonlighting in his duties out there. Crimson Blades also is a streamer in his own right, but he also mods for the illustrious Phoenix Pearl, who is a real night owl, so I'm going to keep those going. It's okay to have missed yesterday, Phoenix Zombie. There are going to be plenty more Sega Genesis mini streams to come. Getting through about 7 or 8 games per stream, so with 42 games, there's a lot more to go. And I'm glad you like the shirt, Crimson Blades. I figure with the game that I am playing today, and yes, I wanted to make sure to do this for you guys. You can see that special sheen on my copy of this game. It's still in the shrink wrap. The game that I'm going to stream is still brand new, unopened. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just, you know, it's right here, and I'm going to unleash it. I'm going to shove it into my Nintendo Switch very shortly, but I wanted to make sure I said hello and caught up with you guys. Definitely been a weird day. Does the universe ever decide to just like laugh in your face and all of your desires and stuff? I had that issue today with my mom. To say the absolute least about my situation, this house that I get to live in is owned by my mom, and that's as deeply as I'll get into it. So she scheduled a service call for today. Service call, everything went well. It wrapped up at around 11 a.m. and Mom was notified immediately that that everything had wrapped up. But I heard no response, even though this was, of course, an important thing that was going to happen because contractors came over and did some work. And so it was about 2 hours ago. I'm like, you know, I'm just going to snooze for like an hour and 15 minutes. Just going to lay down. Gonna lay down before stream, gather my energy a little bit, and guess what happens? You already know what happens. Mom decides to pull out her mortars, her cannons, and blows my phone the fuck up with text messages and a couple phone calls. And I'm sitting here wondering what I was gonna have to do to gather myself. Thankfully, taking a shower and sucking down a can of my favorite beautiful poison, Zions Blue Pomegranate, gets me into a good place. But yeah, Girl Tricks, you got your new child, you've got a lot going on in your life too. You're recovering pretty nicely. 4 weeks till you can drive. The baby is good, and the big two love having a baby sister. That is wonderful. I'm happy the Tricks family is whole, is healthy, and is moving along in their growth and their awesomeness. Panic Sloth, currently trying to keep your dogs from chasing your neighbor's apparently free-range chickens. Oh my. Oh yeah, Grey Book, it is absolutely poison, because I figure, you know, there are many habits to have out there. And you know, if I weigh this up against, like, I don't know, a smoking habit, then yeah, it kind of is that expense, because I think to myself, like, well, if I'm drinking like $5 of energy drinks a day, that is a considerable expense. Never exceeding more than 500 milligrams caffeine in a day, and I always space the 2 drinks at least 4 hours apart, so there's time to metabolize, along with plenty of water to keep all my insides flush. So I try to keep it up responsibly, and hopefully one day my body doesn't just cave in and implode on me. That would be, hopefully there are some warning signs before that. Phoenix Zombie put an offer on a house yesterday, and we'll hear tonight if we got it or not. So that's about as eventful. Dude, home buying. That is a big, awesome thing in life. And getting in on the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I need to block out 4 hours to try to watch that. I'm intensely curious. I want to see what that Snyder Cut is like, because I'm actually hearing some decent things about it. Maybe the most common thing I hear about the Snyder Cut, the beginning is a little weird, a little bit of a slog, but it picks up and becomes quite watchable and enjoyable. Grey Book, had to buy a new oven. Ours decided to die, and fixing it would run around the same price as just getting a new one. Oh yeah, Grey Book, I saw your old oven, and I'll say you got your money's worth out of that old oven, and I swear, like, like the past year has been nothing but kitchen nightmares for you, Grey Book. Between your sink, your plumbing issues, getting a bunch of stuff ripped out and put back in new. Like, I would be very afraid for your refrigerator right now if that's the case. Yeah, Phoenix Zombie, get all that good energy, because home buying these days feels like a contact sport. You did the full 4 hours of the Snyder Cut in one go. Honestly, pretty damn good. That's your Zombie Phoenix review. Oh yeah, certified zombified, zombie approved, something like that. Brave Book, your oven was 15 years old. It was at the point, no matter how we scrubbed it, it looked like hell. And you know, whatever the deal was, be glad it lasted that long, because not many things last that long anyway. I certainly hope to take care of a lot of my things and make them last forever. Like my twin Famicom. Oh yeah, Phoenix Zombie, you're gonna lose your mind over this. I know you probably saw it in Discord and stuff, but I just wanted to show it off live again, because I'm so, like, I'm happy out of my mind. Like, I'm still kind of vibrating over the fact that I actually have this. This is mine. It's real. And in the future, when it comes to NES, Famicom, and Famicom Disk System games, I'm going to be shoving an EverDrive N8 Pro into this bad boy. And there's an awesome modder out there named Fraggle Rock, who I'm going to send this over to him. Going to get it recapped, going to get it RGB modded, and it's going to be my streaming beast. It's going to be so great. So yeah, all of you freaky Japanophiles, yeah, it's not a red one, obviously, but and I really like how, like, the original Famicom had these really terrible notches on the side of the console for holding the controllers, but there's like a real, like, legit ass tray back here that genuinely holds these controllers well. I freaking love it. And also interesting, when you boot up a Famicom Disk System, it's one of those little minor things. This caught me off guard when I tested it out, because it does work. When you boot up a Nintendo Famicom Disk System, it says Nintendo on the logo, but when you boot that up, it says Famicom on it. There's like no Nintendo branding. It's weird. And yeah, Phoenix Zombie on top of that, I got that with a few games, which I think are like the perfect starter pack for something like a twin Famicom. They're surprisingly affordable. Like, you can usually find twin Famicoms for like between $120 and $150 on eBay. This came with a few games. The obligatory, the real Super Mario Brothers 2, if you can imagine that. along with, I'm not sure the name of this game, but it is a quite nice and complete copy. Like, clearly there's an instruction manual in there. It's even got the little Discoon sticker there that sealed it up. Like, it's amazing seeing how well preserved some of these are. And also, here on the Super Mario Bros. 2 disc, side A is Super Mario Bros. 2, and side B is this really neat volleyball game. Then I've got this Namco baseball game right here, or, well, more specifically, their home division at the time, Namcot. Kane digging the Final Fantasy music. And then I got Kid Dracula as well. A very wonderful, wonderful thing from Konami. And then this was the coolest part of the acquisition: boxed Rockman 3. Absolutely losing it that I have this. It's even got the manual inside. And this would be the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2. When the United States Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in Japan, it was in a pink box called Super Mario Bros. USA. So yes, there is that. And yes, Arhanka, modern gaming is happening in here today, because back in January, my community pulled together 200,000 channel points in record speed. And so I'm giving the people what they want. I tried getting that going before I took my hiatus. Wasn't feeling it as much as I should, so while I was gone for 3 weeks, I'm thinking, I need to make sure I reach down deep, think really hard about what would be enjoyable for all of us, and so that's why I came up with Ori. And Grumpy Tomato coming in with 369, damn you fine. Good to see you, Grumpy Tomato, and all the shout out. You're playing some Half-Life 2, awesome. And yeah, Phoenix Zombie, I'm definitely thinking of getting some more actual FDS games, because playing those is really cool, and hearing the chunky mechanical sound of the Famicom Disk System loading games was really neat, I had to say. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people for whom that noise is ingrained in their souls because of they're playing it in their childhood. So anyway, I have a blade. Don't make me use it on you. But let's take this copy of Ori, and let's take the shrink wrap off, so I can solemnly swear to you all this is my first time ever playing this. Call that a knife. I'm sure you are much more well-equipped, Grumpy. So what you're saying is, I need to find a way to stream floppy games on an Atari 1050 so we can all listen to the noises. Yes! It's a way of doing video game ASMR. So let's look together at what's inside this, if anything. Oh, looks like there is a tiny... Oh, what might you be? Ooh, it's a. I'm gonna hide it, but maybe it says so on the other side. This is a redemption card. Thank you for purchasing the physical edition of Ori and the Blind Forest. This voucher entitles you to 1 complimentary download of the Ori and Blind Forest soundtrack in digital formats. So that's cool. Your blade's on Diablo 2, Grumpy. You are super jacked. I'm not surprised. And then, oh, these appear to be some sort of artistic stickers, or not quite postcards because they're not big enough. But yeah, I guess well, I already opened the shrink wrap on that, so let me try to dig into this card pack here. Some of you may have noticed I have like no fingernails because I am a chronic nail biter. Mika, what's going on, Mika? Good to see you, bro. Hope all is well. Happy Sunday to you. Hope everything went well in setting up your dad's TV. That looked like a pretty fancy unit you had there. Weekend was a bit of a bust. Hey, sometimes you just gotta take the loss. Too lazy to play hardcore? Kane, Kane, you play JRPGs. You're playing hardcore in a lot of other ways. Famajak, good evening to you, sir. Big shout out to Famajak as well. I think let's welcome the birthday boy Famajak in here. So here are the Ori art cards. This is number 1. Mind you, I've never played the game, so I have no context for these scenes. But there's the one that's on top. Then that is what's next. Looks like some sort of platform or altar or door. And then the owl from the Big Owl, I believe the villain of the game. And then we have a simple lakeside forest scene. And then the big tree, not the Deku tree or anything, but just, you know, the big tree from which I guess life in the forest comes from. And then whatever's happening here, I believe that looks like Ori in midair. I have no context for this scene either, but it does look cool. Miko, you've come to the conclusion that your left Joy-Con's analog stick is dusty or something because there's a very slight dead zone. Sometimes you can heal up a Joy-Con with a toothbrush and some isopropyl alcohol. But sometimes you also have to take them apart. There's a lot of guides for refurbishing Joy-Cons out there to hopefully get a little bit more life out of it without resorting to having to replace it, because I know it sucks because Joy-Cons get expensive, to say the least. So allow me a moment here. It is time to pop this game card in. So I'm gonna step to the side for a moment. So there we have it. Let's see if they threw any patches at it. But I will also, can I earn some gold points for this? Because I know I got this, like, release date. Yet? What do they mean by yet? Do a software update. See if that's available. Jubes and Howard, you have to throw something in the trash for a video. Oh my. Throw the Xbox in the trash. Yeah, because there was that thing that got broken, right? Alright, well, I can't collect gold points. And I can't update it, so might as well get down to it. Let's launch this game and hope for the best here. Awesome little loading screen here. I mean, y'all are seeing it booting up this game for the very first time. So it's probably gotta go hammer my storage a little bit to set up shop. Feeling wonderful, Famajak. Thanks for asking. Are you feeling like it's a very happy birthday? I know you and wifey have been celebrating intensely. Press A. Don't mind if I do. Okay, gonna start the game in an empty slot. Easy, normal, hard, or 1 life. Ooh. I heard about that 1 life challenge. That's cool that they give it to you right at the beginning. I don't know, working on your birthday weekend, Famajak? Boo, boo. Your job should recognize the importance of your birthdays and let you have a day off. Kane, he came in chanting about the Xbox, and I'm like, why the hell would I need an Xbox with a PC that plays literally all the Xbox games? I mean, if you're looking for, that's the thing, is some people don't want to be PC gamers. Some people don't want to buy a PC for gaming. Some people don't want to build a PC. So there is a great level of access to the Xbox game library, first party, and a little bit more than that. That ends up feeling really good if you have an Xbox console. Strange seeing the Microsoft Studios logo on a Switch game. Cassidy Rose Firefrost coming in with the nice warm Hawaiian cookies. What's going on, Cassidy? I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday to you. Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well. Playing Secret of Mana. Oh, you rock those RPGs so well, Cassidy. Good to see you. Right, I think I'm going to keep this on normal. I am not the best gamer, and I'm not quite the worst gamer. Oh, snap, BLW coming in hot with a sub, gifting it to the one and only Afro. And I gotta shout out Afro. He's one of the coolest dudes I've seen on Twitch. If you wanna riff on wrestling while seeing some really cool games being played, dude just enjoys himself. It's a good time. Missed you too, BLW. Good to see you, my brother. Thanks for keeping your subscription going. And Kane, you've been sleeping too much to happily rock any games. See, Phoenix Zombie, yes, I know I have the cyborg button mashing abilities, but that's like the one skill that I have. And if I can somehow lock in, then if I can lock in, then there's then I can be good at some things at times. So at the very least I can do is remind everyone of where I came from. By building a special border around the game. I'm playing Ori and the Blind Forest, and I thought about, what are some of the more iconic forests in video games? And, well, I just decided to set the ambience here. So let's absorb the story.
Okay, cool.
Sing for Santa. Sony Chukwa. Shinji Kwada Iwa. Sin Kwad. Sin Kwada. Fin Kwada Un Sod. Quoda Pindos. Dash Rar Iguana. Fintus Vati Quasta. Infuada Kundi Inda.
Well, that was certainly an emotional journey. Oh, that's an interesting save system. Thanks for stopping by, Yuga2. Thank you. Dr. Chorus with the Tier 1 sub to Famijack. Wonderful generosity, Dr. Chorus. Thank you very much. Oh. I knew those things would be useful for something. Those dangly bulbs. Energy shard. Okay. Learning the parlance of the game. Oh, I can't swim yet. Oh, neat. Oh. Oh, dang it. Famijack, I don't know if you just noticed, but my father kind of died a few minutes ago, Famijack. So there's a lot to handle and process right now. Also, I don't know how things roll in your world. I think about every time I've sat down and had a good meal or cooked for people, I consider it the highest compliment when someone bites into their food and instead of offering words of praise, they have no words. They're dead silent as they scarf the living shit out of that food. Navigator! What's going on, Navigator? My dude, my brother in retro, rocking so much with his Retro Tink products. What is going on, my dude? Yesterday was for fun. Today is for being a nerd. Spirit wells are ancient structures that were used to quickly traverse all of Nibble. Will also replenish my strength. Neat! I would like to save my game. ASO Link is ready. Okay, I can't make it up there yet, and that's okay. Yes, my in-game father. Yes, Crimson, you get it. When the eyes roll back, and you just hear those kind of things, and they usually praise the food to all heck and back, which is fine too. Everyone has their own different way of expressing themselves. But at least for me personally, and a few people who I've come to know through life, there's that silent enjoyment where all they can do is just get in. Oh boy. 100 best games. Yeah, if my father actually died, I would not be streaming. Promise you that. Yes, I understand. Sunny Starblast with the subscription. Hello, Sunny Starblast coming in hot with the sub. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But yeah, I realized that yes, I did happen to stream on the same day that I had a car crash. But that's a whole other thing when it's something like that, at least to me, the way that I compartmentalize my emotions. But yeah, the way that this game started was quite emotionally gripping, and yeah. So anyway, we're gonna take a reading break here, and maybe that will reset some of the emotions. And let's see what we got going on here. So hitting pause there and muting the game so I can come right back here, fire up some tunes. So page 69 in the 100 greatest retro games, the inside stories behind the best games ever made. Some interesting nuggets of trivia and stuff come through this. So let's get to the region that contains page 69 and see what's hiding in there. Ooh. Page 69 contains Pac-Man. So I'm going to start from the beginning of the Pac-Man section and let's see what we have going on. Yeah, Crimson Blades, you decided to step away for exactly the length of time that the intro took to set in and make us feel all of our feelings. So I apologize to anyone else who I may have caused distress who's not actually expressing it right now. But yes, in-game father died, not my real father. Even though I've definitely had some scares with my real father over the past few years, he is happy and healthy and safe right now. Pinky swear. I'm gonna go see him next Saturday as well. And in any case, Pac-Man, publisher Namco Midway, developer Namco, released 1980, featured platform arcade. With modern-day game characters often being designed and scripted to ape Hollywood movie stars, it's somewhat pleasing to note that a yellow circle with an insatiable appetite for eating pellets remains the most enduring video gaming star to date. After all, which gamer hasn't played some variant of Pac-Man? According to a May 2008 report by the Dave Brown Celebrity Index, which scores celebrities to evaluate potential product spokespeople, Pac-Man was recognized by 94% of United States consumers, outstripping even Mario, which is pretty impressive stuff. Pac-Man's appeal is, ironically, akin to Hollywood heavyweights like Tom Hanks and Will Smith. It was 1980. I refused to call it Bandai Namco. Bandai wasn't even a thing. Part of this appeal, no doubt, down to the fun, peaceful nature of Pac-Man and his actual actions. He explores a simple maze, munching dots pursued by a quartet of cartoon ghosts. When Pac-Man eats one of the maze's 4 power pellets, the ghosts turn blue and flee, having suddenly become edible and decidedly not threatening. However, even when a ghost is consumed, its eyes escape, hastily retreating to the central ghost pen, whereupon it's reborn. This gentle, good-natured gameplay was no accident, as the game's designer, Toru Iwatani, explains. In the late 70s, video game arcades, which in Japan we call game centers, were just playgrounds for boys, and the only video games on offer were brutal affairs involving the killing of aliens. He remembers, my aim was to come up with a game that had an enduring charm, was easy to play, involved lots of lighthearted fun, and that women and couples could enjoy. Iwatani started thinking about video game ideas in which the key word was the verb eat. And yes, the pizza rumor is largely true. Suitably, while at lunch, a fast food favorite forever changed the course of gaming history. With eat established as the key word, a shape caught my eye, recalls Iwatani. I had ordered a round pizza, and it was missing a piece. In a eureka moment, Iwatani says, the shape of what is now Pac-Man flashed through my mind. Even in those early gaming days, video game characters had a little detail, but Pac-Man was forever destined in his first incarnation to remain a yellow disc with a basic mouth, like an incredibly simplified version of Iwatani's lunch. He notes that some suggested at the time that other components should be added, such as eyes, but then there would be no end to the additions. It seems keeping things simple paid off in spades. As design concepts, both Pac-Man and the Ghosts have a simplicity and endearing charm, Iwatani says of his decision to keep the graphic design streamlined, also suggesting the visuals of the game helped it appeal to female gamers of the day. There's a subsection, Hackman, here, which I will stop to read. With its efficient, simple gameplay and aesthetics, Pac-Man was popular fodder for the hacking brigade. Basic hacks involve minor gameplay tweaks, such as speeding things up, while slightly less basic hacks messed about with the maze, graphics, and sound, adding to the original game's pristine polish a veneer of sticky and semi-random digital jam. The hideous Joy-Man, with its ghastly audio and broken maze layout, most notably kicked Pac-Man in the head with all the subtlety of a size 10 boot. The most effective hacks are those that respect the original formula. Hangly Man's amended mazes, but GL's Piranha is an exception, removing the maze and shifting the setting to a claustrophobic underwater cavern. The eponymous Piranha, pursued by ravenous octopuses, gives the game an edge in terms of focus and originality that other hacks typically lack. Snidgy! What's going on, Snidgy? Wonderful to see you. Hope all is well. Hope you are rocking it. You are huge on your Genshin. My word, it is good to see you, Snidgy. I saw you a little bit when I was hanging out in Jack Attack stream the other day. All is well, all is wonderful. We're reading about Pac-Man right now, thanks to Navigator needing to know a little bit more about video game history. Snidgy loves the breath of her waifus. The elegant clarity of the character design also influenced the game itself. The food for Pac-Man to eat was initially strewn all over the screen, but Iwatani was keen to ensure gamers would immediately know what to do. I wanted to simplify gameplay operations, so the idea occurred to me of constructing a maze in which movement was restricted to the 4 basic directions, up and down, left and right, he says. With this structure in place, the game's objective became more obvious, and the lead character soon gained his moniker, Pac-Man, based on Japanese slang Paku Paku, which describes the sound of the mouth while eating. The original game's title subsequently became Puck-Man. The US publisher Midway renamed it Pac-Man to stop wily hoodlums, amending the P in Puck to an F. With the game's basic content dealt with, Iwatani realized it wasn't yet much fun, and so enemies were added to the mix, providing tension and excitement, and making it a challenge for players to grab food from the maze. Unusually for the time, Iwatani not only developed rudimentary artificial intelligence for the ghosts, but ensured each one had its own personality of sorts, due to moving and attacking Pac-Man in its own way. The adversarial TV cartoon Tom and Jerry helped shape the relationship between Pac-Man and the ghosts, recalls Iwatani. Had the programming been such that the 4 ghosts constantly attack Pac-Man's present location, according to the same algorithm, the ghost would look like a string of beads, and what's the thrill in that? So I introduced artificial intelligence type algorithms that had the ghosts coming at Pac-Man from all directions. And so we were introduced to Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. In Japanese, Akabe, Pinky, Asuke, and Gozuta in the original Japanese release. According to Iwatani, the ghosts attack in waves before dispersing and attacking again, which gives the players some regular breathing space and appears more organic than the kind of incessant attacks that had plagued earlier arcade games like Space Invaders. Over time, these waves are harder to identify, and the ghost attacks become swift and relentless, somewhat contradicting Iwatani's desire for a non-stressful game, but providing a necessary long-term challenge for seasoned players. Although gamers often disagree with exactly how the algorithms work in practice, Iwatani has in the past stated that Blinky is designed to chase Pac-Man, but that Pinky's goal is to aim just in front of Pac-Man. Hence why the two often seem to sandwich the hero. The movement of Inky and Clyde is more random, the end result being that Pac-Man is pursued in a natural way rather than a robotic predefined manner, which makes everything in the game feel that much more realistic. The attacks aren't entirely one-sided, however. As noted earlier, the maze contains 4 very useful power pellets, which temporarily transform the ghosts into a scared blue form, enabling Pac-Man to turn the tables, hunt, and eat them. The inspiration for the power pellet was the spinach in the TV cartoon Popeye, explains Iwatani. The power pellets didn't exist in the Planix 80s at all. They emerged during the development stage as a feature for turning the game around and made the game vastly more interesting. Although the completed Pac-Man ended up shipping well over 250,000 units, Iwatani notes that the game's impact wasn't immediate. In Japan, the game met with a lukewarm reception at first, but it then proved to be a long seller over the years. Amusingly, its success in the United States also took people by surprise, with quote-unquote experts of the time judging Rally X to be the 1980s game to watch. However, Iwatani's ability to attract all kinds of gamers rather than just teenagers keen on blowing up aliens hit home. Overseas, it was a massive hit. People who normally didn't play video games became avid fans, and there was much media coverage of the playing of Pac-Man, he recalls. The game has also stood the test of time, being converted to myriad platforms, and it regularly appears on compilations and various online services to this day. I designed the game so that players of any age and either sex could play it straight away without reading a game manual, says Iwatani of his creation's enduring popularity. The game also contains numerous detailed stratagems for reading the player's psychology. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Iwatani claims he'd not revise his game in any way. At the design stage, there was a shutter feature which opened and closed, acting as an obstacle in the path of the maze. But I'd changed nothing from the final game. Why? Because Pac-Man is complete to such an extent that to add or subtract anything would be unacceptable. Despite having worked on a wide range of classic titles over the years, including the excellent Time Crisis and Namco's classic racing game Ridge Racer, it's clear Iwatani's heart always remained with his disc-based creation. During the 80s, he was involved with both Pac-Land and Pac-Mania, with the former being his favorite. It pioneered action video games in which the scene flows horizontally. According to its creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, Nintendo Super Mario Bros. Was influenced by Pac-Man, he says proudly. By Pac-Land, he said proudly. However, it was during 2006 that Iwatani finally got the chance to both return to Pac-Man's roots and design an engaging modern-day evolution of his original creation. Interestingly, instead of releasing the game in the arcades, the chosen platform was Xbox Live Arcade, and the game became Pac-Man Championship Edition. The time was right for a next-generation Pac-Man because the Xbox Live Arcade environment supports real-time competition with score ranking via the internet and improved design through its hardware specification, explains Iwatani. My aim with the game was to achieve legitimate evolution with simplicity of game design and absence of the superfluous as my guiding principles, because in my opinion, few players look for complexity in gameplay. Guided by the same ground rules that define Pac-Man, immediacy, simplicity, immunity to language and cultural differences, and that sense of wanting to play and have fun, which is what the world's video game players are looking for. Pac-Man Championship Edition broadly retains the original's core gameplay, tasking the player with navigating a maze to eat dots, fruit, and power pellets and avoiding roaming ghosts. However, some major changes were made to the formula in order to keep the game relevant and ensure it was more than just the original game reskinned. In order to keep the game relevant and ensure it was more than just the original game reskinned. I thought it was continuing. Rather than player having to simply clear a maze in order to proceed, Pac-Man Championship Edition plays like a time attack game, and the player has a strict time limit in which to score as many points as possible. As with Pac-Man, this is done by consuming dots and scared ghosts, but the longer you stay alive, the more each dot is worth and the faster the game becomes. Also, the maze is now split in half, which initially takes a little while to get used to. Clear one half of the dots and the bonus fruit appears in the other. Eat said fruit and new dots are spawned in the previously cleared half. The horizontal maze came about due to the prevalence of widescreen displays, explained Iwatani, noting that the split maze device also creates non-stop action, unlike the original Pac-Man, which interrupts players upon a level's completion. And the timeout feature increases the sense of speed and excitement of the game, making it a very thrilling experience. Also, score ranking via the internet provides competition, which has been a great success. Iwatani adds that one of the key aims was to have people worldwide competing, the logical modern-day equivalent of 80s high-score table in the original Pac-Man. So hopefully that's enough material to wet your whistle. Thanks to Page 69 being right in the Pac-Man section in the 100 Greatest Retro Video Games. Wonderful, wonderful book. And thank you, Itty Bitty Ruby, for giving this to me. Oh my, we have food talk going on here. We have Chinese food. Oh baby, I could go for some fried rice and some crab puffs right now. That would really absolutely slap hard. So I think with that, I'm going to go take myself a little bit of a break here. I'm going to be stepping away for about 15 minutes, but don't you worry, there's more Ori and the Blind Forest when I come back. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I appreciate you all. ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and the non-binary canaries in between. I'm gonna rock a 3-minute block of ads here to get rid of any pre-roll ads for incoming viewers. As always, your patience is appreciated, and we will resume right after these messages. Well, isn't this just a perfect song for the shuffle to hit on our way back over to Ori? Thanks for hanging out on the break, everyone. I hope you found a way to rejuvenate, refresh, and collect yourselves after the emotional roller coaster that was the intro to Ori. My goodness, even the stuff in the game and outside the game was all a heck of a lot, especially with that weird little gaffe that was had. That was had when talking about a dearly departed loved one. Thank you, Gravebook. So let's keep this rocking. All right. So what's gonna be my next? Well, I think maybe I have to teleport. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, no other spirit wells activated. Fine, fine. The game seemed to make an implication, and that's okay. Okay, no ability points yet. That's alright. So let's see, where am I going to be able to go now? Ooh. Well, I created a soul link back down there, so I'm not opposed to running back to it. I'd rather not waste these things if I can, especially here early in game. So, do I want to rekindle? Allows reusing soul links and shortens the cooldown timer. And most pickups now float. I think shortening cooldown timers is very important, so I'm going to hit that next on the ability tree. Let's see, what other things are coming up here? Regroup, creating a soul link restores a life cell. Spirit Magnet, pickups float. Map markers, make backups show. Ooh. Spark Flame, increases the strength, radius and damage. 2 targets at once? Oh my. Yeah, the way my play style means I'm probably going to go way hard on the attacks here. Ooh. That is... Ooh, being able to breathe in water. That is a lot of... Okay. Oh, now that I've locked that in, I'll use this spot to save. So let's see what wonders this game has for us. Ooh. Did I just take an absolute buttload of damage there? Holy crap. Okay, let's try that again, even though that enemy will probably respawn. I can hear it. Oh. Ooh, how do I get over there? ZR. Oh. Yes, because I saw an object that looks beneficial. You found a keystone. Keystones are used to open spirit gates. Remember that each spirit gate will require a different number of keystones. Okay. Yet another keystone. I'll take it. I was wondering why I already had some branching path situation going on here. This spirit gate blocks us. They were built for protection before the days of decay. The required keystones must be nearby. To reach the spirit tree, we must pass the spirit caverns that lie beyond this gate. Okay, well I have 2 keystones. Okay. That'll do. Oh! Oh, that's neat. Spirit caverns to the left, Hollow Grove up there. Well, okay, fine. I will follow what the game wants. Spirit caverns first. Let's get the basics out of the way. Let's not try to get too fancy here. This is my first playthrough after all. Gorgeous music and sound in this game. Just bonkers great. Ori, this is a map stone, one of the many ancient markers used to chart the forest of Nibble as it grew. There's a piece missing. If we can find the map stone fragment, we might be able to repair it. Oh. I don't have one yet. Oh, what's this? That's a keystone. Now, is there a mapstone fragment nearby, or should I have found one by now? That's the big question. It just naturally feels really cool to explore. Oh? Excited to see all the spirit flame. The light of the spirit tree lives in all of us. He's the reason we're alive. He's the reason we grew. When he called out to find you, many years past, we were attacked, wounded, and killed by our foe. Now these ancestral trees are all that's left behind. Come closer now and feel the light of Phil, the spirit inside. You learn wall jump. Use this ability. Push the stick towards the wall. Press B continuously to leap upward. Oh, yes. That is exactly the good stuff that I need. Oh, and get immediately rewarded with an energy cell. Yeah, and that's what's required to get out of this area in the first place. Imagine that. And now that kind of defeats the purpose of the bouncy things, but an ability point. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save those a little bit. Irish Banshee. What is going on, Banshee? How are you? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the stream. I hope all is well. We're just getting started on this game, and it's living up to the hype, to say the absolute least. This is I'm only a few minutes in, and it's astounding. How's Doom treating you? Have you fired up Doom yet? Are you ready to rip and tear until it is done? Oh, I am so excited for you, Irish Banshee, to get into Doom 2016. You're just going to want to keep murdering more and more. Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to be up. I'm not supposed to be up there yet. That's fine. I'll just go a different way, because that's what these games are all about. VGA, what is happening, VGA? Good to see you, my man. I hope all is well.
Way cool.
I saw you pulling the Oracle games last night, staying up late, getting your Oracle on. That looked like a pretty good time. Firing off both games at the same time on stream. Very awesome. As a matter of fact, fun bit of Manic Trivia, the first Zelda game I ever streamed was Oracle of Ages. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I streamed both the Oracle games in preparation for the Link's Awakening remake on Switch. So that's how I got going there. Can't open it yet. Still needing another spirit key. Whoa. I'm gonna go investigate Hollow Grove a little bit. Let's see what's going on over there. Oof. Well, that enemy chose violence, so landing with a thud is about right. Oh? You found a life cell. You can now retain more vitality. Find more life cells to increase your survivability. Well, you ran into some horrible luck with your Oracle of Seasons cartridge. Battery actually failed on you, so your wife's data was lost. No! Well, I hope you got yourself a soldering iron. That's all I gotta say. It's time to go replace that battery. I think it's what, a CR. I think you can force a CR 2032 battery onto those Game Boy PCBs, but I think it's like a CR 2028 that actually fits them. So that's rough. I mean, all those cartridges are they're a good solid what, like 22 years old now. So it does stand to reason. It does stand to reason their batteries are going to die. Same as how GameCube batteries are truly starting to die now. Okay, so maybe I missed something down over yonder. And yep, that is exactly correct, Irish Banshee. For those of you who are not yet, I needed to go change some of my links out there. But for those of you who might be interested, I did do a fun little thread on the Twitters where I detailed in photos replacing the battery on a GameCube. So if you would like to get a peek of the guts of a GameCube, you can see it right there. Grab some batteries to replace it. Everyone is saying CR 2025 or 1616, so you bought both, having it replaced very soon for tonight. Got to speed run your wife back to progress. Oh man, that sounds stressful, because that's probably like you probably had like a good 3 to 4 hours of progress that just got completely torched. And see, this is what's messed up. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a sequence break or something, because like I can touch that ledge, but I can't make my way up. Well, let's see about this. What's my ability point situation looking like? Regroup, restoring a life cell. Spark Flame. Requires Quick Flame. Okay. Well, you know what? Might as well become a bit more powerful. Spirit Flame the only weapon? I mean, it seems like it. Basically, the Spirit Flame is eventually gets powered up on this portion of the skill tree, so it's your one weapon, but your one weapon evolves over the course of the game. So that's what I'm gathering anyway. Combat Glue with the host coming in hot all the way across the Atlantic. Combat Glue, hello. I hope all is well, assuming that you are hanging out in here. Combat Glue, exceptionally talented streamer, very forgiving of my inability to comprehend Swedish Swedish linguistic details. So I could be on his auto host for all I know, but you know, either way, I appreciate that very much. Well, my wall jumping ability may help me elsewhere in the game, so being that this is true to a Metroidvania, while there may not be any wall meets, there's still going to be other ways of accomplishing things. So yeah, Crimson, one of the very many ways to make a blade even more crimson is to include fire. Uh-oh, I hurt myself. Whoa! I'll happily keep grinding those yellow orbs. Let's go back to Blackroot Burrows and see if this newfound wall jumping ability can get me somewhere. I like how Ori Naruto runs here. That's a cool little thing. Yep, I can finally get over some of those little obstacles. Oh. That's a lot of bramble. So I can't make my way past that. I'm not ready. Were there any other interesting... What am I missing here? Alright. And now, I apologize. I should have mentioned this earlier. I am on call at work, so there is the distinct possibility that the stream is going to be interrupted by calls. So, one moment here. So I apologize, everyone. I'm going to have to, I apologize, everyone. This is one of those realities of things, and the dangers of trying to stream while I'm on call at work. I need to tend to some business. So I'll tell you what, as much as I'm not a fan of having to cut stream early, I'm not going to come back tonight. I will come back midweek, and we'll do some more Ori, possibly tomorrow, if not Tuesday. I don't very much, like having to cut stream, but that's, I gambled yesterday and I won, but I gambled again today and I lost. So that is what it is. So I think what I'm going to do here, I want to get a raid going for you guys. And I think my dude Bad Rap Sample is cracking here. Let's see, he's been at it about 3 hours. He's playing some Metal Gear. So yes, thank you all so much for the warm welcome this weekend. I appreciate you very much. But yeah, the day job always must come first. The day job is what fuels the stream here. So I'm going to go just start wrapping up here. And I wish you all a good night. Enjoy the awesomeness of Bad Rap Sample and his antics. I'm gonna let him take over from here on out. I know it's not fun to do a short stream, but it is what it is. So thank you all. We'll continue with a little bit more Ori tomorrow and or Tuesday, depending on how spicy I feel. But it's good to be back, nevertheless. So, you guys take care. Have a good night. I'll see you around. Don't forget the raid call. Make sure to show Bad Rap Sample some love. He's playing some Metal Gear Solid, but it is a Manic Panic. Nevertheless, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.